Everything you believe about separation is an illusion. For centuries, humanity has lived with the idea that life is divided, that your mind is here, the universe is out there, and the two barely touch. But the deeper you look into reality, the less that story makes sense. Modern physics has begun whispering what mystics have said all along. Everything is connected, not metaphorically, literally. Beneath atoms, beneath particles, there exists a field that holds no borders. Every spark of energy, every heartbeat, every thought you have ever had, moves inside this same invisible ocean. Scientists once called it the quantum field. Ancient texts called it the breath of God, the ether, the web of life. Whatever name you choose, it means this: you are not separate from what you observe. Imagine two identical particles created together and sent to opposite ends of the universe. Change one, and the other responds instantly, faster than light itself. That is quantum entanglement. It breaks every rule of classical logic. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. But it is not spooky, it is the most natural thing in existence. Because at the deepest level, distance does not exist. Now pause for a moment and realize what this implies. If every particle in your body is part of that universal network, then your thoughts and emotions, which are forms of energy, also ripple through that same field. When you think, you do not just think inside your skull, you broadcast. You interfere with the frequency of creation itself. This is the forgotten language of the universe. Vibration. The key to speaking it lies not in your intellect but in your subconscious. The silent engine of energy beneath your awareness. Everything you feel, believe, and imagine feeds into that field, shaping what returns to you. You are both the observer and the experiment. And once you understand that, the borders of possibility begin to dissolve. But to see how this actually works, how thought turns into energy and energy turns into experience, we must go deeper into the place where your conscious mind ends and your hidden programming begins. There is a quiet hum beneath your thoughts. You can feel it when you sit in stillness, when the noise of the outer world fades and you become aware of something pulsing within you. That rhythm is the subconscious field. It is the bridge between your awareness and the hidden structure of the universe. It receives, interprets, and transmits energy long before you consciously decide anything. The subconscious does not speak in words. It communicates through vibration. Every emotion you have ever felt, every belief you have carried since childhood, every moment of joy or disappointment, each one has shaped its tone. When you think a thought, your conscious mind gives it form, but the subconscious gives it power. It translates your internal state into frequency, sending it outward into the larger field that connects everything. Scientists at the Heart Math Institute discovered that the human heart creates a measurable electromagnetic field that extends beyond the body. The strength of that field changes with emotion. Fear makes it constrict, love expands it, gratitude smooths and strengthens it. In this way, your emotional landscape is not confined to you. It ripples outward, touching other people, events, and possibilities. Most people never realize how much influence this field carries. They assume life happens to them, not through them. Yet the subconscious continuously interacts with the energetic architecture of the world. It attracts what resonates and repels what conflicts. The frequency you hold becomes the pattern of experience you live. Your subconscious was shaped long before you were aware of it. In early childhood, when your brain operated primarily in theta waves, you were in a natural state of absorption. Every sound, every word, every emotion from your surroundings entered directly into your system. If you were told that life is difficult, that money is scarce, that love must be earned, those messages became the background programming of your energy field. They did not fade with time. They settled into the deep layers of your subconscious, repeating quietly like mantras. Later, as an adult, you try to build new realities through willpower. You write goals, repeat affirmations, visualize outcomes. But the subconscious still vibrates with the old programs. It sends out a conflicting signal that cancels your conscious intention. This is why change can feel impossible even when you want it more than anything. Understanding quantum entanglement begins with recognizing this conflict. You are not a singular mind trying to control the world. You are a node in a vast network of frequencies. Your subconscious is the transmitter. When it is filled with fear or limitation, it entangles with events that mirror that fear. When it is filled with coherence, gratitude, and clarity, it synchronizes with possibilities that reflect those states. This relationship between emotion and reality explains why similar patterns repeat in life. Someone raised to believe that love comes with pain may unconsciously attract partners who confirm that belief. A person convinced that success requires struggle will find that every victory comes with exhaustion. It is not a curse, it is resonance. The subconscious creates the energetic signature that the field reads and responds to. If you want to unlock your hidden energy, you must first learn to listen to what your subconscious is transmitting. Notice the emotions that appear automatically when you face change. Do you feel hope, or do you expect disappointment? When you imagine your future, does it feel open or constrained? These feelings are not random. They are signals revealing what frequencies dominate your inner field. Reprogramming begins with awareness. The moment you observe your thoughts without judging them, the energy starts to shift. Observation introduces choice. When you catch a limiting belief such as, "I never have enough" or "I am not ready," pause and breathe into it. The breath itself is a carrier wave that resets vibration. Replace the belief not just with new words, but with a new feeling. Imagine the relief of abundance already present. Sense what it feels like to be supported. The subconscious responds to sensation more than logic. Visualization is another gateway to this hidden network. When you close your eyes and imagine a scene filled with clarity and gratitude, your brain produces the same signals as if the event were real. The subconscious cannot distinguish between experience and vivid imagination. By practicing this intentionally, you begin to reshape the vibrational template that determines what you attract. Meditation deepens this process. As the mind quiets, brain waves slow, and you enter the theta range, the very frequency where subconscious programming first formed. In that state, the borders between thought and field blur. You are able to plant new impressions that take root directly in the energetic soil of the mind. The more you practice this, the stronger the coherence between your conscious intention and your subconscious vibration becomes. This coherence is the doorway to quantum resonance. When your inner signal stabilizes, the universe can respond clearly. Reality stops sending mixed messages. You begin to notice subtle shifts, moments of coincidence that feel too precise to be random, encounters that seem arranged, obstacles that dissolve without struggle. These are signs that your subconscious is entangling with the field in harmony rather than conflict. The field itself is neutral. It does not judge or choose, it simply mirrors. If you vibrate with gratitude, you attract more reasons to be grateful. If you vibrate with fear, you encounter circumstances that validate that fear. This reflection is instantaneous on the level of energy, though it may take time to appear in physical form. Think of yourself as both musician and instrument. Your subconscious is the strings. Each thought plucks a note that resonates through the quantum field. To master your hidden energy is to learn how to tune those strings, how to bring them into harmony with the melody you wish to live. It begins with a shift so simple it is often overlooked, remembering that you are not separate from what you experience. The subconscious proves it every day. What it broadcasts, the world returns. When you change the frequency of that broadcast, through awareness, emotion, and intention, you begin to alter not just your perception, but the structure of your reality itself. Reality, as you have been taught to see it, is a chain of causes and effects, an external world made of matter, governed by laws that exist apart from you. But beneath that visible layer lies a field that does not obey those rules. It listens, it mirrors, it responds, to grasp how your mind interacts with it. Imagine the double-slit experiment. When scientists fired particles of light through two slits, the photons behaved like waves. But when the experimenters watched them, the pattern collapsed. Observation changed the result. Awareness itself altered the behavior of matter. Reality is not fixed until it is observed. Observation carries energy. You are not a spectator. You are a participant whose attention writes the script. Quantum entanglement pushed this revelation even further. Particles that interact remain connected no matter the distance. They respond instantly. Distance does not exist. The universe is not a collection of isolated objects. It is a single field of information in which every particle connects to every other. You are made of those same particles. The connection threads through you. Your thoughts, feelings, and intentions create measurable electromagnetic activity. These signals radiate outward. Your subconscious broadcasts its frequencies constantly. What it emits becomes the template for what you experience. When you feel fear, the field reflects fear. When you hold gratitude, the reflection shifts. Small coincidences appear. New patterns emerge. The more coherent your inner state, the clearer the reflection becomes. Every emotion is energy. Expansion creates order. Contraction creates chaos. The field mirrors whichever you feed. Coherence is alignment of thought, emotion, and action. When coherence is high, information flows freely between you and the field. Reality begins to organize itself around your intention. In deep coherence, time bends, synchronicities multiply, thought and reality merge. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you are. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance. You become the conductor of energy. Focus becomes the baton directing the symphony. Learning to influence reality is not about force, it is about alignment. When that alignment happens, you no longer fight the current. You are the current. In this flow, intuition sharpens. Energy regenerates. The deeper you move into resonance, the more you see that every heartbeat and breath is a thread in the same luminous web that connects all things. To live within the quantum field consciously, you must learn how to hold your frequency steady. Most people try to change reality through effort, but the field responds to resonance. When emotion contradicts intention, the signal scrambles. When emotion aligns with intention, coherence appears. Breakdowns precede breakthroughs because vibration reorganizes through chaos. The universe tests not worth but stability. Each event asks, can you hold the new vibration under pressure? Stay grounded, breathe, respond from calm. The universe records that as your new baseline. When alignment stabilizes, synchronicities multiply. You think and it appears. Physics meets consciousness. The field does not read imagination or reality separately, it reads vibration. Gratitude amplifies it. Repetition programs it. Coherence strengthens it. Each choice for trust over fear reprograms your field. Each calm breath resets your signal. When fear arises, you observe. You no longer identify. Action flows naturally. You are moved by intuition. Wu Wei, rhythm, coherence. the same truth in different words. One aligned intention has more power than 1,000 efforts. When thought, emotion, and behavior align, you become the tuning fork of creation. You stop chasing what you desire because you have become it. Enlightenment, manifestation, and self-realization merge. To be enlightened is to see unity. To manifest is to express it. To be self-realized is to live as both dreamer and dream. Letting go of controls stabilizes frequency. Surrender allows coherence to complete its work. Intuition becomes guidance. Randomness becomes rhythm. Everything becomes communication between you and the whole. When you no longer seek power but live as power, manifestation becomes natural. When you reach a certain point in this journey, something subtle yet irreversible happens. The boundaries dissolve between mind and matter, between you and the world, between the dreamer and the dream. You remember yourself. Quantum entanglement becomes your lived experience. Thoughts ripple into events. Emotions reshape encounters. The universe speaks through you. The illusion of separation collapses. Science and mysticism meet. All things are expressions of one infinite intelligence vibrating at different densities. You are that field, temporarily focused into form. The energy that animates you is ancient and self-aware. Fear fades because isolation fades. Even struggle serves your evolution. As you perceive hidden order, your vibration rises. Awakened energy flows without resistance. It is not something you summon. It is what remains when interference ends. When the lens of your subconscious clears, light moves through you undistorted. Nothing new enters. What was always there shines unobstructed. You stop living in reaction. You move in rhythm. Synchronicity becomes natural. The subconscious becomes your ally. It harmonizes with intention. Energy steadies and radiates. At this level, thought charged with emotion becomes laser-focused in the field. Matter organizes around it. Resistance dissolves. Feedback appears instantly. Power is not control, it is participation. The universe responds to harmony. You no longer attract, you allow. When the personal dissolves into the universal, manifestation becomes effortless. There is only movement, energy expressing awareness. Then comes the silence of completion. The search ends. You realize nothing was missing. You live immersed in the sacred ordinary. Water becomes starlight. Breath becomes creation. Every act becomes dialogue with the infinite. The subconscious merges with the conscious. Thought and intuition flow as one. Decisions arise naturally. This is quantum coherence. Self and source are one. Energy moves through you as you. You ask what is emerging through me, and potential unfolds. You were never meant to bend the universe. You were meant to remember you are it. Calm replaces striving. The mind no longer fights the current. It is the current. Creation becomes play. You act from joy. You remember that the hidden energy was never to be used, only to be remembered. As remembrance deepens, the veil thins. You see beauty in chaos, order in randomness, light in shadow. Every person, every challenge, every heartbeat is the same consciousness expressing itself through eternity. There is no more seeking, no more resistance, only the silent certainty that you and the universe have never been two. Everything is connected, everything is energy, and all of it is you.